Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Sunday, September 10th, 2023. Hopefully you're having yourselves a good weekend. Hopefully you had yourselves a good weekend and ready to tackle on the next week. For tonight, we're going to be finishing off Armored Core 6, Fires Rubicon. We've been through the game 3 times, and we're on our path now to take the final chapter. Hopefully there's not a 4th playthrough required. I've only heard there's actually been 3 required, and given that I've been getting a lot more achievements, I've collected all of the parts, all the internal parts. I haven't collected all the weapons. That's the one thing I have missing. I'm hoping it'll actually come to an end, and then we'll figure out what to do next weekend and such. I've slowly been writing things down, kind of putting things together in projects, so there might be a stream next weekend, there might not, or a set of streams. It just really comes down to how much project progress I can take care of in both of my lives. But I don't want to dwell on it too much there. I just want to enjoy getting back into the game here and get back to the story. This might be a very short stream tonight. I honestly don't know what to expect. But at the very least, though, I have greatly enjoyed my time with Armored Core 6. It is actually honestly, it's a video game. Like, I know I haven't played a lot of games this year, but with all the games as of today being more games as a service, hearing more about the game industry leaning more towards games as a service, and I completely understand that. Companies are now more short-sighted than ever and need a constant inflow, and you can go into a whole rant about economics and such, and how it's affecting every single company and such, and how the way of the world has drastically shifted more towards instant gratification, even when it comes to running a business. But let's save that rant for later. Here, we're here to enjoy our hobby, enjoy the story, enjoy the game, and that is exactly what we want to do. So I want to get into it, and I'll give you a brief description of what's been going on here. But first things first, I want to actually change this, just because I always start up the game with the keyboard, so it always does that by default. I do greatly appreciate the graphics of this game. Like, they really did show how much effort there's an appreciation of art style, and I appreciate the art style. But I completely forgot I played a little bit of PvP last night. It's been scorching here, actually, where I've been. So it's been extremely hot. So things have definitely been a lot harder to actually, kind of fall asleep. So I spoiled myself and played a little bit more PvP, and I ended up with this hilarious monstrosity. And yes, I did take the time to color code it. Just to represent each single part that was actually being used. I actually took the time, even color-coded each part. I even made the, this corporation's, the Weiss and Cohen Plasma Laboratory, the VCPL, as it's called. Their logo is impossible to read. I'd actually research and actually find the name, because actually reading that emblem is pretty much impossible. This is like the one bad emblem out of the corporations here. It's like you zoom in, it's like, okay, even Bellius there. It makes sense because he's using a nice big thick font and such. Not Weiss and Cohen. Absolutely ridiculous to actually read. Like, even RED, it's like, this is the one where this is the one where the artist, unfortunately, I'd say, failed. Either that or there's some resolution problem. Like, they really should have actually made it... What the... Switching offline? What? What do you mean switching offline mode? Excuse me? Is there a way to Hang on a second. Hang on a second, I do not accept. I hope I'm not offline. It says I'm still streaming. That still say I'm live. What the heck's going on, From Software? That's odd. That is very odd. Well, at least this gives me a good refresher here, and I can actually just start by explaining the story there. While we look at my... What the heck? Failed to log into Armored Core game server. What? Hang on a second. Starting offline, wish to use network features. Please check your connection and then select login from the title screen. What? Weird. That's... Hang on one second. That's odd. Unless there's something I'm absolutely missing here, which, no, I am online. It could be the anti-cheat software. It could be something as simple as that. Let's just reboot up the game and see what happens. If I don't get connected, then we'll actually just continue as normal. When games decide they want to throw a fit on you. Hello? Armored Core? Steam? The joys of technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. I always find it funny, actually, if I may give a side note here. I always love it when people, like, freak out. And I know it's like, it's a perfect time to give a reaction and such. But for me, I always take a more stoic approach. I've been used to dealing with, like, growing up all throughout my life. Whether it's in projects, from school, or performances and such. It's more of, I always take the healthier mindset. I like to think it's healthier mindset of the show must go on. You must learn to improv, you must learn to adapt, and you must learn to understand that technical difficulties are just a part of the project. Obviously, you want to try and do things to not have said technical difficulties, but I think if anything, actually, as of late, intentionally having problems with your stream, or intentionally basically not planning your projects, is for some strange reason the very, like, it's strangely have become in fashion. People want to see someone freak out. They want the raw they want to think that what they're watching is someone expressing raw emotion. Oh, okay. Alright. Game server? Wow, game server's just gone. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Doesn't actually affect me, because we're only... Well, actually it does. Originally, I had a plan to do the multiplayer after the story mode, but if I can't do that, that is perfectly fine. But also, I just noticed something in the lower right-hand corner. The All Mind symbol is there. I never recall actually seeing that watermark there. But speaking of All Mind, in our last stream, we actually joined All Mind. We really are suffering from a huge butterfly effect here. Because in our last stream, we reached the Coral Convergence, but instead of heading over to the site handler Walter wanted us to go to after we took out our 2 mercenaries, we've actually been told to head to a different direction where we ambushed Snail, and then we got ambushed by Iguazu, which made things even more awkward. So now we've been accepted as part of All Mind, as their project. We even beat O'Keefe. He was actually the last mercenary we never actually fought. But this go round on Rubicon, there are a lot of different players on the board. A lot of people who are still left around for us to actually deal with, and never mind the fact dealing with the Coral Convergence and the Coral Release, which looks like to me All Mind's big project. That's happening. And give me 1 second. But for now, on to more lighter things. Let's actually show off this abomination I created. Because when I was playing PvP last night, on the online PvP, there was actually a build that is pretty well known. It's it's considered a meta. I don't know why this is now a shortfall now for some strange reason, but it is. I'm sure it'll probably messed with something. But there's a meta going on with using stun guns. And so I've been trying to figure out ways to kind of counter it, where it's a reliable counter. Obviously, the answer is I haven't figured one out yet because, yeah, it's still not working. But ironically enough, this build here, using the Viento, using the Dafeng's Taiyan Shou, and giving myself missile launcher and shield, strangely enough, actually worked out pretty well against it, which is why I ended up with such a mess of a build. I enjoyed the PvP. I really do hope, though, that it continues. I do hope there will be at least what's left of the player base once most people leave, and kind of we're in a bigger boom and bust cycle with games. I honestly hope that people will actually want to enjoy playing this game, and people like someone actually making tournaments and such. I know I was invited on stream in the middle of a stream to a tournament, but the way the guy was actually trying to sell it was absolutely terrible. They're like, oh, you can't design that mech anymore. You must delete it, and you can never rebuild it again. It's like, no, are you trying to recruit me for a tournament to compete in, or are you trying to get me to join your guild or clan? Which one is it? And never mind, they did it on stream. That's extremely uncouth. Also, that's never something you want to do. Like, if you do that stuff, handle your business end in the background. And there's your advice from a streamer. Even though I don't get to do this professionally, I still know a lot of people who do it professionally, and they do constantly say, stop doing things in the front end. I know everything looks like a performance, and more people want to try and make sure everything's like in front of the cameras and such, but trust me, there's a lot of things you want to do to keep behind the scenes, and that's business. If you're just trying to start up a guild and such, do that behind the scenes. If you're trying to run a tournament, do that behind the scenes. Send emails, send messages. There are plenty of ways to contact people without having to actually bring things out into light. You worry about that promotion stuff after you make sure you get all the people you can get. Why don't we go with more of a normal build? I also actually, like I said, I took the time. I actually made a couple of builds here. I actually made a build for the VCPL. I even actually got their color palette down. Takigawa, Harmonix, I actually made a build for them, using all of their items. And same thing with Mel Knight, using their color scheme. And, well, they only have explosions, so why not use all of their guns, which they have a lot of bazookas, a lot of explosions. I honestly think, strangely enough, this is a build that could actually work in a mission. So I don't know if it actually would be the best, but using the hover, and I find it's funny, I find the tetrapods to actually be a lot more versatile, especially with the shoulder weapons. I don't know about the tanks, though. I'm still a little iffy about the tanks. But I made a few more builds, and I still have like all of the designs I've made here, just without any weapons equipped. I need to go back and go through it and use a couple more I've been making just for fun. And that's why I got this mess of a build here. Same thing with a couple of other ones. Like I said, I really enjoy the PvP, but at the same time I feel like it's so binary, back and forth, especially with things like the stun guns and the the double Zimmerman builds running around. It makes PvP a lot hard to play, because obviously this game was not balanced around doing enjoying the PvP. But for now, we've conquered the arena in our last stream. We've went through all the subjects. We even fought air, controlling an ephemera build. And we unlocked quite a bit of weapons here. Actually, speaking of which, that's actually probably the perfect one to start with here. Actually, this is actually the build we used last. We actually used the ephemera here, where we unlocked another Moonlight Blade that actually does coral damage, the red shift. And we also unlocked, where's that weapon here? The CO01 red shift, which is a coral rifle. Lot of damage out of that, because there's no coral defense. If you get hit by this thing, you're taking that 765. You're taking that 1,718. So it's effectively the true damage mark there, which I'm always worried about. So we basically have two coral rifles, basically, which is absolutely insane to actually have. But for now, let us join All Minds Crusade and see what's next for us, because Chapter 5, MIA, Watchpoint Alpha Depth 2, reach destination. Reach the designated coordinates. Let's find out what All Mind wants.
Augmented Human C4621, Raven. The project is nearing fruition, thanks in no small part to your cooperation. During the battle for Institute City, several of the corporation's key pilots died in combat. We have manipulated the data to state that you too were killed in action. However, you will not be truly safe until you formally accept our protection. C4621, Raven. Return from Watchpoint Alpha Depth 2 and head for the rendezvous point. That is all.
Interesting. You know, I'm having a second thought here of actually building an all-mine build again. You know what? Let's actually try that. I want to try something on stream here. And there's a lot of actual really cool things I want to actually show here. Let's actually hang on a second. We can actually streamline this a little bit faster. Where's all-mine beta? We used to last time. Where's all-mine beta? That... Did I not call you beta? I did not rename All Mine's beta build. Okay, alright. No, wait, what? That's not right. Yeah, there it is. There you are. I feel like you could actually build something better. I feel like you could build something better. I just haven't figured it out yet. But I also figured out a few other things, actually, I could actually show off. Ooh, excuse me, I can show off as well. But I've kind of been learning more about the stats and such, like recoil control. It's a lot more important than you think. Recoil control is literally, how to describe it? If you're a Counter-Strike player and you know the sights, how usually they'll expand as you're firing a weapon. That is literally what recoil control does. So firearm specialization kind of works in tandem with the target tracking function. So if you want your reticle to try and keep up as best as possible, that's the arms you want to use. But usually the higher the firearm specialization, the lower the recoil control. Usually it doesn't matter so much if you're using something like a bazooka or shotgun, but if you're using something like multiple dual handguns, and you find those multiple times, or say the stun guns and such, yeah, you're gonna want a high recoil control. Same thing with the assist. This actually also helps you as well to be able to actually get assistance performance, and I think that might actually just be the just like I said, it says here higher values improve your aim when targeting enemies. So if you're really, oddly enough, like in each one, even though, like, if you want the optimal amount of assist, you gotta be in medium range. If you want the best close range assist, that's what the FCSs are for. So, if you really actually want, if you're kind of the up close and personal type, even if you're using a weapon that's long range, or it says like, hey, this is your optimal range, you might want to consider actually using a close range one like the Avid. The Rubicon Research Institute is kind of like your jack of all trades. Same thing with the FCS from Furlong Dynamics. They're just consistently good. Let me see here. Man, like, it's weird how like this is such a heavy build. What's yours? Yeah, this one. Yeah, this was 6,000 if you're making a heavy boy. You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna worry about. I'm not gonna worry about being overburdened and such. I think if anything, I think it's time to not worry about using one of everything, or try and build like a perfect build. I think it's time we can somewhat enjoy ourselves with our builds here. We can use some Melnite guns and such. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Or I could just be a complete degenerate and actually go with this. Really? Man, they really just don't want you to let you have fun with this. They really, like I said, like I think if anything, I have the hardest time building a lot of their stuff. Like it's literally just the legs. The legs for All Might, you think they're good, but honestly, I kind of want to blame the weapons. Because, like, their weapons are always... The All Might weapons are heavy. And I don't understand why. Like, they are just massive in weight. And I get it, because, like, one's the Kawasawa. I feel like the Kawasawa, if you really only want to get the best out of it... I'm going to call it that. I know it's the KRSV. This thing goes through it... Like, this thing needed more ammo. 100% it needed more ammo. Where was it? Am I still... I could be using something so much better. Do I want this thing to be an energy weapon? Using laser weapons. I always... You know what, actually? I am going to use energy weapons. I want to actually try something. Never actually really got to try using a lot of energy weapons. Because if I actually had, like, an ideal build right now, it probably would actually be something... It would probably be something very similar. Oh, I guess I'll change that. That's not gonna be too much of a problem. I feel like the game wants you to be more aggressive, though, in what they want you to do. And I could just choose a different generator. I feel like, if anything, oddly enough, really, that gets you overburdened? Like, this would, strangely enough, give you a pretty good build for what you want to do. And we'll actually try this out. So let's continue with the mission here. I promise I won't be doing many impromptu builds and such, but I do like the looks.
Once you reach the rendezvous point, no one will be able to threaten you anymore.
I thought they wanted me to do something. I very much doubt an organization would want to give me safety.
Main system activating combat mode.
Let's go, Raven. The rendezvous point that All Might gave is at depth 1. It's not far from the surface.
What the?
What are these things? I don't know how, but the watch point's defenses are back online.
Corporate stragglers still remain within the watch point. We have made some adjustments to ensure that they will not be a threat.
Watch out, Sniper LCs.
Fire! If they're not with us, they're against us!
We need to get out of here!
Oh, everything's going to heck in a handbasket, isn't it?
Retreat! Open the partition!
No, don't!
Without their leadership, corporations are powerless. The chain made of human links is easily broken.
Oh. Also, I just realized something. Let's fix that.
AC, ID unknown. This is hell. We're in hell.
Nope, there's nothing here. Yeah, this.
Enemies behind you.
It's all going wrong, and that AC's to blame. I'm not gonna die like
What
this.
the?
2 repair kit UP at 50%
Wow. Okay. All right. I see how it is. I should have used my shield.
Main system activating combat mode.
I blame myself. I should have used the
Let's
shield.
go, Raven. The rendezvous point at All Might Gate is at Dex 1. It's not far from the surface.
What are these things? I don't know how, but the Watchpoint's defenses are back online.
Corporate stragglers still remain within the watch point. We have made some adjustments to ensure that they will not be a threat.
Watch out. Sniper LCs.
Fire! If they're not with us, they're against us!
We need to get out of here.
Retreat! Open the partition!
Don't!
Without their leadership, the corporations are powerless. A chain made of human links is easily broken.
AC, ID unknown. This is hell. We're in hell.
Alright, let my laser gun cool down.
I'm picking up enemies behind you.
It's all going wrong, and that AC's to blame.
Oh my
I'm gonna die
god!
like this.
AP at 30%. 2 repair kits remaining.
I never should have come here.
Enemy signal silent. Let's keep moving.
Wow, that was abusive.
They're just drones. Swat them down.
Wait, there's something else. AC!
Towards the nearest Vesper.
Wow, they just like removed all of their cooldowns. Are you telling me there's nothing?
Hey, we found a Balaam straggler. Damn you, Archibus.
Oh my god, G6 Red's still around. I forgot about him.
Augmented human C4621. Raven. You are close to the rendezvous point.
There's still a lot of pieces on the board in terms of players from the corporations. Oh, I almost had
We've arrived at All Might's coordinates.
uh-oh.
Enemy detected. Above!
B3 Peter, taking command.
3.
Huh? You? My old colleague Raven, I presume.
Augmented human C4621. Raven. Kindly secure the area.
Oh, he's got a lot of damn ammo.
You killed V3. You killed O'King. Damn you. He always looked out for me.
AP at 30%. 2 repair kits remaining.
Right, I don't actually have my shield.
80%.
What the?
AP at 30%.
Damn it. Okay. V3 Peter. It's got a nice ring to it.
AP at 30%.
I'm surprised how much damage they can just do.
What's that reaction snails did? This isn't right. I can still...
High mobility LC destroyed. Looks like we're clear.
Augmented human C4621. Raven. Well done. All Mind hereby guarantees your protection. Invoking All Mind Administrator access. Erasing all records of the subject in custody. Augmented human C4621. Raven. Your safety is now guaranteed.
Wild. Cleared mission MIA.
We have entered satellite orbit. Release the subject from stasis.
Understood, Master Allmind. Activating cerebral coral control device. Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
Raven, you've come too. No brainwave abnormalities. Thank goodness.
Deepest apologies, Raven. It was for the best that you remained asleep until the situation had settled. Allow us to explain. You are in the vicinity of a closure satellite, in the Xylem's hold. As anticipated, the corporations have siphoned the coral into a single mass. All that remains is to seize the opportunity to set the coral free, so that it may carry humanity toward new horizons. The coral release is imminent. Raven. Air. You shall be the trigger for the change to come.
How does All Might know I have air in my head?
Augmented human C4621 entering standard mode. No new messages.
Raven, we've received a request from Allmind. We've chosen Coral Release to pursue humanity and Coral's potential. Now that the choice is made, we have to carry on, no matter what obstacles confront us.
Really, there's only one way to go. Regain control of Xylem. Mesosphere the Xylem control block. Destroy all parasite modules set by Overseer. Parasite modules? So I would assume Cheryl... Oh my god, I'm gonna be fighting Cheryl, Rusty, and Walter. I'm gonna be fighting every single one of them. This is gonna be terrible. I think the only technical build that actually might be viable will be, you know what, let's actually give this one a shot. This is actually the, this is the VCPL build. The Weissencohen Plasma organization. I forgot what the L was. What does the L stand for? Laboratory, that's it. That is impossible to read as a logo. I'm sorry. That is like the only bad logo design. I probably actually should change the head on this thing. It's not a bad head, but it's not optimal for a lot of things. Like, you could get better at attitude stability, you get better pretty much everything. Wow, this one actually is absolutely terrible at explosion defense. But I'm just sticking with the shade eye. But this actually uses all of the, well, not all of them, but most of them. This uses the plasma rifle, uses the laser blade, uses the laser drone, which is actually a very useful, it's actually very popular in PvP, and also with a vertical plasma missile launcher. I probably should use the flat one, but I kind of ran out of energy, because I wanted to use the, I want to optimize the energy damage, so I had to go with the VE208B. And so we're kind of playing things as best we can. Very low recoil control. We don't need a lot of recoil control because we're not... The only time you really need recoil control is if you're using a weapon that fires very fast or just has or creates a lot of recoil. So if you're doing like dual wield, that's when you want a high recoil control. But for a build like this, you don't really have to worry about it. And I'm just using the pretty much our jack of all trades, that and the booster. I probably actually, you know, I probably could use a better booster, couldn't I? No, I couldn't, actually. What would be a better booster for this thing, anyway? This would actually probably be, despite losing a lot of speed, like, this gives you the most amount of attack thrust. I think, if anything, like, this is kind of, like, a good one enough. And it has the highest quick boost thrust. But, yeah, in terms of melee attack thrust, if you really, really want to get up to your opponents, but this laser blade has more than enough in terms of range that I want. So let's see how this does. The Mesosphere, the Xylem control block. Destroy targets. Destroy all parasite modules set by the Overseer.
Augmented Human C4621, Raven. Only one obstacle to Coral Release remains. We are now beginning the purge of Overseer, the Association of Observers. They are planning to crash the Xylem into the vascular plant and ignite the Coral. We want you to stop the ship from within. Destroy all the parasite modules installed throughout the Xylem's control center. By doing so, you will free control of the Xylem from Overseer's meddling, allowing Allmind to counter-hack the system and initiate a forced shutdown. We have precious little time. Once the Xylem passes the point of no return, a collision will be unavoidable. Allmind anticipates your swift success.
There is one small change I want to do then. As much as I like the vertical, we're going to be fighting inside a building, so, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. But this will. I can actually get away with a little bit less ammo, but that'll be fine. can use that to my advantage.
All Mind is after Overseer. Let's get started, Raven.
But we don't really know who Overseer is. I'm gonna have to. I have to fight Hal and
Activating combat mode.
Walter and Carla.
Commence mission. Destroy the parasite module sent by Overseer.
A number of ghosts from our earlier infiltration remain within the control block. These two have fallen under the control of Overseer. Carla. Disabling them may allow you to extract the locations of the parasite modules. Parasite module destroyed. Commencing counter-hack. Engaging Overseer hostiles.
Raven, that mech?
That is a ghost. Disable it and extract the locations of the modules.
Ghost disabled. Extracting module data. Check the marker, Raven.
There's still one more target.
Parasite module confirmed. Target destroyed. This sector should be clear. Let's move on.
Augmented human C4621. Raven. Sharing progress on the battle outside. Your handler is a rather capable pilot.
Walter, how's the starboard block looking?
6 pilotless ACs, all exact copies of the Vespers.
Yeah, same story over here. This is a bad joke.
Raven. Let's get back to the mission.
Why is there a timer?
Target destroyed.
Oh, there you go.
3 remaining.
Oh, I have to find them. Okay. This is not good. What the? Oh, there it is.
2 minutes.
AP at 50%.
Parasite modules left. Let's keep it up, Raven.
I've seen better odds. Wish the tourist was still with us.
621 isn't dead.
Nothing gets past you, huh?
Just prioritize locking out this island. 621 chose this. My faithful hound is now our biggest threat.
You must hurry. We
There.
cannot afford to lose our momentum.
Excuse me. Like, okay, what kind of weapon? Well, I wish I could actually find everything.
We are out of time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna find everything here. There's no way. This is not... Even with scanning, I'm not finding anything. Like, that's the part that bothers me. I'm actually constantly scanning. Oh, there it goes.
Right-hand ammunition at 50%.
One more.
It seems Handler Walter was onto us.
All targets destroyed.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, it seems the enemy was one step ahead of us. Augmented human C4621. Raven. Head to the Xylem's control center. As for Handler Walter and Carla, I will deal with them myself.
Alright. Well, we barely pulled a victory out of that. I think only using one of the VCPL weapons is all you need.
You've gone, tourist. Got a message from the chief for you. Sorry, but I'm not laughing this time. We're going down with the ship. Proxy activation. Emergency protocol. Xylem lockout.
Augmented human C4621, Raven. If the lockout completes, the Xylem will be irrecoverably forced into a collision course.
You have to hurry, Raven.
AP at 30%. 2 repair kits remaining.
Oh.
AP at 50%. Lockout activation sequence at 25%. AP at
Ah,
30%.
come on. Oh, I'm fast enough.
1 repair kit remaining.
Walter, there's something behind you.
It's an Institute machine. No.
The chief left me a job to do. I will eliminate you, tourist.
Ah, crap, come on.
AP at 50%.
The last one.
AP at 30%.
Ah, those hit so hard.
Kits remaining.
Please be the how is that not the last one?
The control system security is down. Access the central device, Raven.
Okay, where's the central device? Hello? There.
Chief, I couldn't. Never learn to laugh.
Sorry,
The
Chatty.
Xylem control system is silent.
Augmented human C4621, Raven. Your efforts have averted a collision with the vascular plant. Additional. Handler Walter and Cinder Carla have been dealt with.
Oh no. Got the Coral Shield, the IBC03W4, NGI 208. Wow, we really are just wiping off every single player off the board.
Augmented human C4621. Entering standard mode.
That just leaves Arquebus and the Rubicon Liberation Front. But you said we got a Coral Shield, though. Surprised they even made one. Prototype Coral Shield developed long ago by Rubicon Research Institute. Application of energy interference to coral swarm intelligence manipulates the arrangement of coral particles, creating a 360-degree defense. Wow. That is surprising. Also, that is... I can't believe... So that's what deployment range is. So 180... Oh, excuse me. You know, honestly, for a jack-of-all-trades shield, the only downside about it is the heat buildup. So that's what everyone was using. And I've seen a couple matches in PvP, and I was curious what that is. That is actually really good. I can understand why a lot of people would use that against missiles. That is a game changer type of shield there, especially against the what do you call it? Like the stun gun builds, assuming you can fire through the shield. If you can't fire through the shield, you know what? Actually, hang on a second. We can actually do a quick test here. Oh, it'll only take a second. Let's see. Yeah. I'm trying to think who has more than enough energy to spare. I'm trying to think. Actually, you know, I just realized which one would actually. I just want to see something real quick. That's not it. That's the one. And we have something. Yeah, we have something in the left arm. I just want to just see what this actually can do for a second. Because if this thing can actually, you can hold it on and fire through, then that'd be an entire game changer. Let's put the rifle. Yep, you can fire and have the shield. That is absolutely broken. The downside is every time you quick boost, you turn the shield back on. And you always turn off the shield, so you can quick boost yourself out of your own shield. It looks like you only get 3 quick boosts. So that's the major downside about that. That is still a really good item, though. That is still an incredibly good item. Looks like both of these are still the C01, though. But I'm surprised Carla and Al have been dealt with, though. Alright, what's our next mission? The Coral Release, the Exosphere, concludes... Really? That's it? There were only 3 missions? Well, I did say this would be a short stream. Exosphere, LOC Station 31, concludes chapter. Unless there's going to be a 6th chapter. What happened to Rusty, the Lubricon Liberation Front?
Human C4621, Raven. We offer you our gratitude. All impediments to coral release have been eliminated, and the complications caused by Handler Walter's meddling are soon to be corrected. The final stage is at hand. Together, we shall achieve coral release.
Wow, that's just not, that's not foreboding at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not foreboding at all. Oh, do I really go with this build? You know what, actually, let's see. Can I squeeze in... I would like to actually have... Do I want the coral? Can I... Oh, I can't do that. I can do that, though. I can bring the nebula. That'd be fine. This is a disgusting build. This is absolutely a disgusting build, and I'm strangely okay with it. Well, let's see what we got here. Let's bring in the Rubicon Research Institute. We become one with the coral.
What awaits us on the other side? Raven, let's find out together.
There's still so many other mercenaries that are still alive.
Look. The coral siphoned by the corporations is beginning to resonate. Augmented human C4621. Raven, your role has come to an end.
Well, well.
I've been waiting for this freelancer.
Iguazu?
I became part of this monster, so I could crush you. This time, you will die.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, that's not good.
Raven, all mine's real goal is to release the...
C4621, Raven. C-pulse wave mutation. Air. You are the trigger for coral release. We will make you one with us.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want that damn freelancer dead.
And MTs? Need to start using my shield more. Damn it.
50%.
Alright, never mind. No more charging that weapon.
Right hand ammunition at 50%.
Freelancer. You killed me.
Iguazu, this body won't last.
Guess it's time.
Raven, all mine's going to try something. I've got an idea too.
Okay, there is a downside to using these coral weapons.
You are aberrations to the plan.
Irregulars. We will bring order to chaos.
Oh no.
I'm with you, Raven. Now, I can fight by your side.
You're kidding me.
I'll support you, Raven.
That damn noise. It was you all along. I'll kill you and the freelancer.
Air, your siblings will surely welcome us.
AP at 50%.
Ah, come on.
AP at 30%.
This is your chance, Iguazu.
Get out of my head!
Oh, I get the weapon now.
Dispose of them, Iguazu.
AP at 50%.
Iguazu. You are one with All Might. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about All Mind. Want some of this? I'll give it to you.
No repair kits remaining.
Alright. This is a problem.
Light and ammunition at 50%.
Oh no.
Shut up! I'll shut you off!
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you...
Interference. I'm losing sync. I can't fight anymore.
They're gone. It's ringing. Those stupid voices. It's all clear now. I feel good. Now, it's just you and me.
Ah,
Close to me won't last long. Leave a spot for me in hell.
alright. You know, this has my attention. This has my full attention. Is this the most optimal build for this? Absolutely not. But you know what? It's still the most interesting to actually use. And I think I might stick with it. Although I'm somewhat tempted to go with this. What's the cooldown? Actually, wow, the cooling's the same. It's really low. I need to start using this more. Oh, I'm tempted. You know, actually, why am I holding back? I should not be holding back at all. There's no reason for me to hold back anymore. Especially if they're throwing all of this at me. That is a lot they're throwing at me.
Main system activating combat mode.
Raven, All Might's real goal is to release them.
C4621, Raven. C pulse wave mutation, air. You are the trigger for coral release. We will make you one with us.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want that damn freelancer dead.
Ah, shoot. I didn't turn voice targeting. Yep, I had a feeling. Alright. Maybe I do need to actually take out the little drones first.
AP at 50%.
Freelancer. You killed me, but not just once. Well, there's a whole lot of us inside of me now. Dregs with a grudge. So tell me, who else are you going to kill?
AP at 30%.
You can do better than that, Freelancer. The fun's just getting started.
Two repair kits remaining.
Alright. You know, for having a weapon that does AoE damage,
Light and ammunition at 30%.
Iguazu, this body won't last.
Guess it's time.
Raven, All Might's going to try something. I've got an idea too.
AP at 50%.
wow, this thing takes forever to cool down.
Operations to the plan.
Irregulars. We will bring order to chaos.
I'm with you, Raven. Now, I can fight by your side. I'll support you, Raven.
That damn noise. It was you all along. I'll kill you and the freelancer.
Air, your siblings will surely welcome us.
Oh!
Iguazu, you are one with All Might. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about All Mind. You want some of this? I'll give it to you.
Now, Raven.
Dispose of them, Iguazu.
AP at 30%.
This is your chance, Iguazu.
It's out of my head! Shut up! I'll shut you all up!
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you...
Interference. I'm losing sync. I can't fight anymore.
Oh my god.
Ringing. Those stupid voices. It's all clear now. I feel good. Now, it's just you and me.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling that wasn't gonna work.
This ghost of me won't last long. Leave a spot for me in hell.
I was curious if the blast would actually track. It does not. It sadly does not track. Oh, this is a rough fight. Like, this has enough ammo. The Nebula, surprisingly enough. I'm tempted to go full Coral. How much ammo does this have, actually? 52 versus 58. That is not a huge difference, actually. Alright, let's try that again. I'm kind of glad I went with Hal at the end.
System activating
It's
combat mode.
strangely fitting. But I think, if anything...
Real goal. It's to release them.
C4621, Raven. C-pulse wave mutation. Air. You are the trigger for coral release. We will make you one with us.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want that damn freelancer dead.
The only hard part... Just... You know what? That was rude.
Freelancer. You killed me, but not just once. Well, there's a whole lot of us inside of me now. Dregs with a grudge. So tell me, who else are you going to kill?
Wow.
You can do better than that, Freelancer. The fun's just getting started.
2 repair kits remaining.
Lawson, this bomb can't last.
Guess it's time.
You are aberrations to the plan.
Irregulars. We will bring order to chaos.
I'm with you, Raven. Now, I can fight by your side.
All I have to do is focus on Iguazu. That's it.
Raven,
That damn noise. It was you all along. I'll kill you and the Freelancer.
Air, your siblings will surely welcome us.
UP at 50%.
Him having double melee is rough.
now, Raven.
Dispose of them, Iguazu.
At 30%.
This is your chance, Iguazu.
It's out of my head!
Oh, sure, when he gets a giant beam.
Iguazu, you are one with All Might. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about All Mind. Want some of this? I'll give it to you.
AP at 50%. Right-hand ammunition at 50%. AP at 30%.
Oh,
Shut up! I'll shut you all up!
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you...
oh, come on.
I'm I'm losing sync. I can't fight anymore.
They're gone. The ringing, those stupid voices. It's all clear now. I feel good. Now, it's just you and me.
Raven, now's your chance.
Yeah, I don't think this build will work. There's...
This ghost of me won't last long. Leave a spot for me in hell.
Yeah, I don't think this build actually works. I can't actually do this with the HAL build. It's a nice build. It really is, but at the same time, the problem is the game centered around impact damage. Like, I know if I switch over to this guy right here, I am going to dominate him. I'm going to absolutely wreck face. Which, honestly, will probably be more fitting than any of the other builds I've actually made. It's funny, actually. I always like to think, like, oh, all of these builds you can do for all of these different corporations. They're dedicated builds. Probably the only one I'd say was actually effective. Was actually really effective was the VP4. With maybe the Dauphin being a good second. With actually, I'll give credit to RED, our good old spring chicken. Actually also brought stuff. But there are builds that actually do work, but man, oh man. This is a rough fight. Absolutely 100% rough fight. Let's actually bring me. And let's actually try and do this. It beat HAL 3 times.
Activating combat mode.
Yeah,
Raven, all mine's for your goal. It's to release
C4621, Raven. C-pulse wave mutation. There. You are the trigger for coral release.
Yeah, where the...
Make you want
There
this.
you are.
I don't care about the big plan.
I'm sure...
That damn freelancer dead.
I forgot to bring my other gun. Also, I'm surprised he's already active again.
Freelancer. You killed me, but not just once. Well, there's a whole lot of us inside of me now. Dregs with a grudge. So tell me.
Guasu, this body won't last.
See? 10 seconds. Just absolute domination.
You are aberrations to the plan.
Irregulars. We will bring order to chaos.
I'm with you, Raven. Now, I can fight by your side. I'll support you, Raven.
That damn noise. It was you all along.
Yeah, not this time, buddy.
Freelancer.
There. Your siblings will surely welcome us. Iguazu. You are one with All Might. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about All Mind. Want some of this? I'll give it to you.
2 repair kits remaining.
Now, Raven!
Dispose of them, Iguazu.
Shut up! I'll shut you all up!
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you...
Interference! I'm losing sync! I can't fight anymore.
I can't quick boost past it.
Those stupid voices. It's all clear now. I feel good. Now, it's just you and me.
What?
That ghost of me won't last long. Leave a spot for me in hell.
Okay. Alright. I see how it is. There's one thing I'm actually tempted. I just need to go to the old classics. I'm actually even tempted I'm actually probably gonna just do this too. I literally just need to just focus on firing. That is literally what I need to focus on and just get the most damage out of it.
Main system, activating combat mode.
Raven, All-Night's real goal is to release the...
C4621, Raven. C-pulse wave mutation. There.
Okay, everyone has assault boosts and such. Great.
Will make you
Did
want
not
this.
know that.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want that damn freelancer dead.
Iguazu, this body won't last.
Guess it's time.
Raven. All-Night.
You are aberrations to the plan.
I probably should have gone with a melee weapon, actually. Because if he's going to charge me, I might as well try and do damage to him.
We will bring order to chaos.
I'm with you, Raven. Now, I can fight by your side. I'll support you, Raven.
That damn noise. It was you all along. I'll kill you and the freelancer.
Air, your siblings will surely welcome us.
Oh, come on!
This is your chance, Iguazu. Iguazu. You are one with All Might. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about All Might. Want some of this? I'll give it to you.
Now, Raven.
Dispose of them, Iguazu.
Shut up! I'll shut you all up!
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you...
Interference. I'm losing sync. I can't fight anymore.
Oh, I'm out of ammo already.
Ringing. Those stupid voices. It's all clear now. I feel good. Now, it's just you and me.
No repeat at 50%.
It was always so easy.
system. Irregular.
Left-hand ammunition at 50%. AP at 30%.
Oh my god.
I always envied you. The freelancer. Who had it all?
Our plan. Humanity. Creation's potential.
We have the trigger. And we'll pull it ourselves. It's beginning. Coral release. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you, Raven. Raven, you're finally awake. The coral has carried us, disseminated us across the stars. Now, we're everywhere. Anywhere. Raven, let's meet this new age together. Main system, activating combat mode.
What? Wow. I kind of knew this game would do kind of an end of Evangelion thing, but this is kind of the opposite of that. Where everyone just spreads. Oh, hang on. Reach ending. Alea lacta est. Interesting. That was certainly an ending. And I can't tell if the coral is going to use all the ACs to conquer the world. But I definitely understood now that the coral was literally all of the people. When Air said that she literally was a Rubiconian, she was telling the truth. It was very literal. However, that still doesn't fully explain how an immaterial force was able to use computer systems. Like, how did All Mind use the computer systems? I mean, I would have assumed All Mind is Seri, but I guess if anything, Iguazu, once he passed away, he got consumed up by the coral. Because I guess for some reason the fourth generation. So I guess people who went through the augmentation before the synthetic augmentations occurred. Because they used coral, they basically amplified or have a connection to the coral. Really interesting first storyline, actually. Although the meaning, I'm kind of worried when it says, like, activating combat mode. Kind of puts a scary thought that they're all after to conquer the universe. Or to fight maybe it's fighting itself to figure out who's actually the best. Because humanity fights itself to become better. Was a theme there as well. The never-ending strife between factions. All for a substance that nobody fully understood. That was a life form. And it was themselves.
Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is All Mind, the mercenary support system. Welcome back, Raven.
Looks like you passed the authentication. You've got plenty of experience. Should be ready for whatever Rubicon throws at you. I've picked up some work for you already. Take a look, 621.
Certification Stargazer. You have completed every mission. There we go. That's every single mission. I only have a few more things left, actually, to do with this game. That's every single mission. You can go down. Honestly, having to do 3 playthroughs, I can understand that not being a big interest to people, but I'll admit I do kind of like the fact. Like, it definitely is a way to create replay value in your game, because you're always telling people, it's like, hey, there's something different. Something more, something deeper. I don't think they really revealed it. It's hard to say if they actually revealed it very well. In terms of the story. Like, the performance by the actors absolutely were perfectly good. They were good acting all around for the roles they wanted to play. And it's interesting that they really did hold back a lot of other characters. Like, you never fought O'Keefe until the final playthrough. And there's still a lot of things that are kind of inconsistent that you're kind of used to dealing with Armored Core games. At least with Armored Core 2 and 3. I never fully got a lot of it. But it kind of makes sense, given that this is very much a apocalyptic world, more or less, where society is already more or less destroyed because of the corporations, because of the Planetary Closure Administration, and everyone's trying to get the coral for their own personal gains. Interesting how, like, Alt Mission is already created. It's interesting, like, how I understand why, because, like, okay, this is technically a second boss, so I guess they're probably streamlining it for you. But yeah, there's still a lot of the S-rank missions I still have to do, but the core release, that's an interesting ending to go on. That was a little scary. I'm surprised, actually. It's only 3 chapters, though. Like, it makes sense that destroying the drive block was the Rubicon Liberation Front being successful, piggybacking off of RAD while you betray. Ironically enough, you betray Cinder Carla. But definitely a good... It definitely was fun. Like, this was definitely a satisfying experience to be able to play through the game multiple times and really kind of find out other builds. I still feel, though, that impact damage... The game centers around it. It absolutely does. All these boss fights that you have to go through, it completely centers around it. So it makes sense that, like, something... And I'll admit, like, the Songbirds and the Stun Needle are probably easily some of the best weapons you could use. With a lot of builds. I could easily see people using the tetrapods, actually, to use it. But being able to just use a lot of other weapons. But just, like I said, impact is so important in this game. It's absolutely just incredibly critical to just building up that stun and being able to just nail an opponent consistently. Because that last fight with Iguazu and all of his hatred and jealousy and rage. Interesting how that is able to take over all of All Mind's systems and purpose. But definitely successful in what it did, in what it actually set out to do. I'm a little disappointed, though, in the HAL, though. I honestly thought it could do it, but it makes sense. It, like, I feel like that's the struggle with, was it Baltius, the first boss that you fight in this game. It very much symbolizes the main problem that this game has. Everything is so centered around doing impact damage to stagger an opponent to then do direct damage that it does not leave a lot of room for a lot of other builds to really shine. Especially when you have to actually make sure you hit your target. And there's still, like, a lot of these weapons are actually still pretty good in their own right. But built around the system, though, you need to actually get a way to quickly build up your impact. Like the Viento here, it's actually considered really good, at least against in PvP. Same thing with the stun guns. You just make an enemy basically bleed to death because there's no cooldown or anything like that with that. You know, getting the explosions, obviously that sets you up so you can actually use a weapon that will instantly do it. And usually it should be the melee weapons. But I do like how different these actually, they actually switch little parts of it. And it does add a nice touch to it. But I'm honestly, I already know there's probably a video series out there of, like, just taking Loader 4 here and just going through the entire game. I already know there's probably someone who's actually done that and has done it successfully. There's only one character I haven't found the chainsaw yet. That's one weapon I still have not found. And apparently I haven't found a couple other weapons. This includes parts, yeah, so I still haven't found all the parts yet. So there are still weapons I have not found. So whatever this torpedo thing is. Yeah, the CO3W3 and the CO3W4. I have no idea where those are. I probably will actually have to go look those up. I'm surprised they're not shields, actually. Even he uses the Huxley. This was Rusty's build that when he chased us up into space, which makes sense because it's Elcano and VLC. And I'm surprised there's actually a Balaam on there, but that makes sense. Having, like, a drone fill the firepower gap to kind of build up impact damage passively really helps. Yeah, this is probably actually the one, like, aside from the HAL and the Femora, pretty much we're really the only ones that, aside from, I guess Mind Alpha and, yeah, Mind Alpha stuff. Everyone else always had, well, never mind. That was the full-on boss show then. Never mind. You know, I'm just not gonna talk about that. Never mind. I'm actually impressed as it's actually so full builds where it literally is like, it's just this. It's just the 2000. It's just the Melander. That's actually impressive. But it definitely does show there's a lot of variety that you can actually do and enjoy. But as for the PvP though, it definitely is currently dominated. And I really... The shield... What was it? Getting that shield by the Research Institute. That's a game changer for me, at least. That's a lot of impact damaging. But the only downside is, as long as you're not quick boosting, you can definitely block a lot of damage from it. There's really bad cooling, though. I could see that being really effective in PvE. And it kind of gets focused on what you want to do, whether it's 1v1 and such. And, like, having that against the stun guns, that shield will easily do more than enough with how fast a lot of... they call it the Bumblebee build, actually. How fast that will actually dominate. But this game, though, like, this was a lot of fun to go through. I have way too much money now. I have 13 million credits. I have 13 million credits. It's absolutely insane. I probably will actually go and S-rank the missions on my own time. I think what I might, like I said, what I would like to do, and I would like to try and find out if there's actually a really stable online online player base. Let me see if I can actually connect to the online. I wouldn't mind doing a couple of matches online. Because there's still a lot of things I would like to just make videos on, just kind of explain the stats. I think if anything, that'll be the one thing I would like to do as a project. Just to analyze the stats, you know, just short videos. Like, hey, this is how recoil control works. This is how, for example, this is how your generator. That's a shame, honestly. At least I got the achievement. That's actually nice, at least. But I'm surprised you can't get the, I'm not able to connect online. It's really weird. But being able to, do tests and such, and just show what the stats are and such, that's what I would like to do. Because, like, recoil control here, it's kind of a hard concept to get until you actually aim at something. Like, if you kind of notice it, like, if I'm just firing these, like, firing once, like, even if you fire one, over time, you just kind of spread out. So even this, and this is using actually the lowest recoil control. So it's kind of its own hidden meter, basically. So you're really just trying to find... You're really just constantly just trying to find that balance. Like, do you really want to do the most amount of melee damage? Then you go with the Basho. Do you want to actually have something a little bit more stable? Like, let's just try... Let's see here. Yeah, let's just actually use the Melander arms here for a second. You can actually just see... Yeah, there's a little bit of inaccuracy. There's a little bit of inaccuracy, but I wouldn't say, like, it's a lot. And then using both, you're instantly just throwing your bullets all over the place. So, there's a lot of little things. And of course, you can easily... Like, there's a reason why... What was it? They call it the dual Zimmerman build. Because you think, like, hey... Firing one would be inaccurate, but if you're firing both of them, you can fire both of your guns at the same time and not get the penalty for the recoil, which makes a huge difference. Which is why the Zimmermans are very popular. Same thing with the stun guns. They actually do suffer from the same problem. If you actually do... They don't have many shots, but it's very easy to actually lose, it's very easy to actually lose your, recoil control. Like, I think if anything, that's probably, like, most people, they want to get greedy because it's easy to build, because you want to end fights as fast as possible. So what are you going to do? You're going to fire both of your guns at the same time. And for the most part, you will still be accurate. You will still be accurate with it, but if you really want to, you kind of want to lock onto your target. Let's actually just turn on an AC here. And let's just make him a sitting duck here. Most people probably do. They want to just unload as quickly as possible. But you kind of see how both of how I missed half of those shots there. Unless I get really up close. Thing you really can't miss. But the reason why everyone wants to fire it at the same time, well, you can see how quickly it's so easy to just build this up. Like, there it is, there. Yeah, that took 3 rounds compared to... I'll actually just, let's actually just reset them. Let's just reset them. Compared to firing both of them at once. Instantly took the bleed damage. Which is why everyone just fires them at the same time, because if you space it out, you do recover the electricity effect pretty quickly. But this absolutely wrecks faces, though, just using a dual setup. And I've even seen people actually make it worse, because they'll actually use the stun bomb launcher. So they'll literally just launch. Their build is nothing but the electricity. So they actually do something as disgusting as this. We'll actually get both of the shots off. And then bam. I think the stun bomb launcher... No, actually, I guess not. Also, I have my weapons mixed up now. But, like, some people will literally do that, which is also incredibly disgusting. And it's weird, you can actually charge these up and actually do a diagonal. I think most people will still spam their weapons, because charging is really difficult to actually do in this game. Charging is still very difficult to do, and I definitely can see why some people will just want to just focus on, like, their right hand using guns and then using their left hand for, like, a melee and a shield. It's all one big game of, give and take and trying to find out what actually works. What would actually be the best. And I think right now everyone's trying to find a good counter to the to double shotguns and double stun gun right now, because your health, unless you're using tank legs, which a lot of people haven't adopted yet for understandable reasons. Like, having 16,000 AP makes such a huge difference, even if you're terrible at maneuverability. Like, just having the highest load limit, basically you have no limit, honestly. But just being able to do something like this, just to take the hits, all of that bleed damage, makes a huge difference in the versus mode, because it's so easy just to burn through an enemy's health. But even then, though, I do like the team games. I do wish there would be some things that would be changed with it, like, for team games, for example. I would like there to be a mercy rule, because a lot of people waste their time in, and I feel like my time is wasted, actually. If a team gets 1,000 points more than the other team, it should be an instant win. It absolutely should be an instant win, because at that point, there's no coming back. No matter how long the match is, it could literally be a 9-minute match, but your team is not coming back from that much of a deficit, and it really should just be an instant win for the other team. The single player, I think it's fine, like being a best 2 out of 3. Like, that's a nice, short, simple, and straightforward approach. And you can have a lobby full of people, and you can... I would like there to be, like, some sort of... Like, the online is nice, but I feel like it could have been better. Or a little bit more organized. But obviously that'd be something more for players to do, because, like, if you make a tournament mode, nobody's gonna be... it's hard to say if people are gonna fill it in. Like, people will be interested in doing a tournament mode. Or doing, like, a ranked mode and such. Like, I feel like there's so much potential in an online PvP style. But I know most people, like myself, like, we'll play the single player, we want to collect all the weapons and such. Find a build that works for us, that we have fun with, whether it's using, like, the machine... These are actually good. I actually like them, the machine guns. They were fun to use. Same thing with the burst machine gun. But, like, finding a build that worked for me. Like, personally, I like the Scudder, I like the Turner, I like the Harris. That helped me build up impact. I even like the, I also like the laser handgun as well. I was kind of surprised, because usually handguns in Armored Core games, they usually get the short end of the stick, but this gave you more than enough rounds to kind of get through it, and I could definitely see why. Like, when you don't give your player... You're conditioned to, like, okay, I need enough ammo to get through the mission, but then you meet a boss, and you don't have the impact damage to actually put them into a staggered state, so you're just putting yourself in danger. You're putting yourself in a bad situation that'll quickly get you into trouble. And I do like how streamlined it is, how so many things intertwine with each other. The NG firearm spec intertwines with the core, so picking your core actually makes a difference in how much damage you can do, and how each part does have intentionally, usually most parts will have at least like one ace in the hole or one specialization. Like the Tian Quan here, really high. It's heavy, it's incredibly heavy, but the weight of it is giving you incredibly high attitude stability and even good generator output as well. So this actually would be pretty good for laser weapons. So even things like booster efficiency, which I think it just gets, this is the energy consumed by quick boost. So there's a lot of little factors you can actually decide on, and for the most part, if you're just playing this game casually, you can just enjoy the game. And I do think it's hard to say that there's not synergy between the corporations and the parts, if you try to stick to one corporation, but when you mix and match and stuff, there's definitely something for everyone. And there's always like a give and take to make the build that you want and how fast you want your mech to be. Like you can actually make pretty fast builds actually. That's what really is nice about this game. That's why I personally enjoy it. It's a fun third-person shooter game that, despite looking super intimidating, and even though the theme has definitely gotten a lot darker, it's still just a fun game to be able to sit down and play. I really wish I could do the online for you guys. I really do. Like, I actually do like... It's still, like I said, the story is still a weird setting. It's not... This isn't your normal story told in an Armored Core game. It's close, though. But it's still enjoyable for what it is. And the game definitely even gives you all of this. It kind of makes it redundant, but I definitely understand why. Because it gives you that extra bit. Although I think, if anything, unless this all gets nullified in the PvP, which I don't think it... Well, actually, it might. It actually might all be nullified. It wouldn't be too hard to actually just like, okay, all of these are turned off except for the core expansions. And the system unlocks. Those would be the only two that actually would be for the PvP. It'd be easy, just like, all right, all of these benefits, yeah, you're not getting them. Which I would be perfectly fine with. It evens the playing field for all the players. You only need to take away the attack control and damage control. And bam, you instantly have something a lot that evens the playing field for everyone, no matter what weapon they're actually using. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight, though. Definitely a lot shorter, but I do need to actually get back onto a normal schedule, though. But for next weekend, if I do plan on streaming next weekend, I do want to go through a couple other games that have been actually gifted to me that I haven't played in over a year, and I would like to show those games off. One's an indie game, one's a franchise game. And like I said, I do want to continue to beat the backlog, but my other goal is to try and get back to a situation where I'm streaming on the regular and really actually give it a try. Streaming games that I want to enjoy and stuff, and find ways to kind of build more engagement, let people have more fun, a little bit more direct control and stuff, and really just let people hang out. I'll probably actually hit up more of a retro style stuff as well, because I have an interest in ideally what I would like is streams for focusing on beating games, and streams more focused on retro and crowd control. That's currently like the concepts that are in my head in the streams I would like to do. And it'd be easy just to do 1-1-1, but I am of the mindset, and I have this in my head. I'm usually the type of person where if I'm playing one game, that's the game I like to focus on. And doing something like a retro stream, it's easy for me to just pick games I know I can go through, or games I can just kind of show off and enjoy, and they're still simple to beat, because a lot of retro games, some are hard, but others they're hard because they're more about the controls than anything else. That's the ideal. That's the current goal. It still needs to be crafted into a better goal. And there's still things I would like to do to improve the production value and such, but for the most part, though, that's kind of what the ideal is, to be able to kind of get back into a more stable state and really get to focus on streaming and improve the production value and such. There's still a few things I want to do, like be able to have an overlay and be able to swap between just the full-on gameplay, because I actually do like that. I want to be able to have a gameplay and stuff be frank, because if I'm streaming about video games, I want people to see the video game in full and just have an overlay where I could swap to, where it's showing the gameplay and such. And if I do want to do something like a VTuber avatar, though that option is available. And I feel like that's the one thing I want. I want options. I want to be able to create a good production value where there's options for... I can do things where people can enjoy the stream, enjoy the gameplay and such, but at the same time they can actually see themselves on stream. But until then, though, this was Armored Core 6. That was all 3 endings. There's New Game Plus, New Game Plus, and New Game Plus Plus. Like I said, if the online can, I do want to try, though. That's actually the last thing. That would be the fourth thing. Is I would like to try and find a game that people would like to play, and I wouldn't mind actually this being the one, but it's gonna be hard finding people who want to actively play this game as like a simple versus mode. But I feel like there's a lot. There's like, if you just look at how many weapons, different parts and such. If you ignore the meta just for a second, there definitely is a lot of variety. Do I think this game is built around the meta, built around versus mode? No, I think the versus has always kind of been, this is for fun. Like, if you have a friend and you want to build all of these mechs that I did, you know, this really is what Armored Core is all about. It's about making mechs that you think are going to be that you think are going to be fun to play. And then the PvP is like, this is, I think I'll have fun playing this against another person. And then you go back to the drawing board. It's like, I want to figure out something that beats their build. They beat your build. Then you go back to the drawing board and you make a build thinking it could beat theirs. It succeeds, it fails, and then you kind of continue iterating on the process. But no, it was this was fun. This was fun. I really did actually like making all these, like an all Furlong Dynamics build or an all Boz build, a Balaam build. The Balaam builds, I'm sorry, absolutely the worst. They actually do have great guns, but put them all together, I cannot land a pile bunker hit at all. I cannot land a pile bunker hit at all. I don't know what I'm missing. There's something there that can make it possible, but absolutely, I can't make it work. Like, if anything, I think, like, Dafeng, surprisingly enough, is a good corporation. I wouldn't be surprised if the story originally had the concept of there were 4 factions, and then they got absorbed into and then Dafeng and Schneider got absorbed into each other, because it feels like there was a story going somewhere where it's like we wanted multiple corporations, but they just decided to make them subsidiaries instead. It'll be interesting to see, like, to learn if there was anything in terms of the writing process. But anyway, though, that's gonna do for me tonight, though. For now, look and see if there's anyone else I know who's actually streaming at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna give a host over to Shrum. He's always actually playing. He's currently playing through Final Fantasy II on the PSP. That was actually when they had a really good art style, actually. I enjoyed that art style with when they made it for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Not PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable and such. They had some really good art style revival for that. But, until then, though, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next week. And as always, until then, take care. And take care of yourself first.